Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of the Craft Workshop podcast. Hope you're all well. If you are new to my channel, for the last over a year and a half now, I've been primarily a vlog channel or a vlogger. I do craft tutorials and occasional product reviews, and I did actually do Vlogmas last year as well, but because as the audience is growing a little bit at a time, I decided to dedicate a podcast just so I could focus on all the crafty stuff that I've been making or I'm planning to make or have finished or I've bought. So it's basically a dedicated podcast just for the crafty stuff. I do occasionally mention crafting in the general vlogs, but that's more about, you know, what I get up to day to day. So day to day, well, as you can probably hear, I am from the UK and my name is Dawn, if you haven't gathered from my channel name already. And obviously the channel is Dawn's Days. Got my coffee ready. And I'm originally from the UK, from a place called Manchester, which is the northwest of the UK. And for, I think about 19 years now, I've been living in the Netherlands, just outside of Amsterdam. I think we're like 2 miles from the border of Amsterdam. And I live here with my South African partner and our 2 boys, Josh and William, who were born here. So they're fully bilingual. And our fur babies, Jack and Dexter, and all of them except Joshua actually make the occasional appearance in the vlog. So some of you will be familiar with my family, and also some of my friends occasionally pop up in the vlogs. So if you did watch the last vlog, you'll know that we were in the middle of a crazy heat wave, at least here in the Netherlands, and I know quite a few places in Europe. And yeah, we were reaching temperatures of 38 degrees Celsius, which was pretty unbearable. So as you can imagine, crafting took a bit of a backseat. And because of the current COVID situation, so as I'm filming this, if you're watching Dawn from the past, we're still in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. We had decided to take a couple of weeks off work, although we are working from home still, and we didn't want to risk going somewhere in case borders were closed or we had to quarantine. So we did what we called a staycation, and it was basically we day tripped. So the last podcast was filmed in the middle of a heat wave. Didn't have much to talk about on the crafty level because we'd been out most days and I was just too hot to make anything. But have managed to sort of get myself going a little bit. So I've got a few small piles to share with you, and yeah, hopefully you find it interesting. So I've tried to make a few notes. Oh, if you want to contact me or get more sort of regular updates on what I have been doing, especially on the crafty front, the best way, the most regular the most regular postings I do are on my Instagram account, which again, it's Dawn's Days. I also host a very small, very cozy, very friendly Facebook group, Crafty World 1, and I also have an Etsy shop, although I'm not very good at updating it as of yet, but I'll talk about that later in the podcast, and all the links will be below. I'm not very good with show notes, but if I refer to something, I'll try and put as many links as I can below, and you can always just ask me. I read every single comment and always respond. Even if you're commenting, you know, years down the line. If I'm still active on YouTube, sure, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you a response. Okay, I'm waffling. Got my coffee, got my glasses, got my notes. First thing I'm going to show you is a finished object. Finally I finished something, although it's not quite how it should have been finished, but all will be revealed. So if you are familiar with the podcast, you'll know that I've recently discovered amigurumi, which if you don't crochet, that's it's crochet toys. And I've crocheted for many years. I did originally learn to crochet when I think I was 9 years old, and then I recently picked the addiction up again. I think maybe 11 years ago. My friend Antoinette reintroduced me to it. Anyway, I've been resisting amigurumi for a long time. I do have some amazing friends who are just experts in the field of amigurumi, and in particular Elise from the YouTube channel and the blog and Instagram, Les Petits Saint Crochet. She has been a firm fan of this book. So if you've been around for a while, you'll know that this year I treated myself to the Pika Pal book, and I have made, oh, you can see him behind, I have made the otter from that, and I've done a little bit of amigurumi over the years, but it's not something I can't say I've enjoyed it, if I'm honest with you. I find it a bit fiddly, and also I'm not a great one for like sitting down and concentrating on patterns for too long, so we'll get on to that. I think I might have discussed it in the last podcast, but I had started to cast on I can show you, I have bookmarked the page. I can't find my bookmarks now. Yeah, here we go. I'll show you. Maybe I'll, it is a paid pattern, so I'll just cover that up. So I did cast on this little bad boy here with the heat. Now, if you take a close look at his collar, his neck, with the heat, I couldn't concentrate, and I kept picking him up and putting him down, picking him up, and I just was not enjoying it. And I did, Elise recently published, what would you call it, like a self-help planner for your whips, and it's called Honey, Get Control of Your Whips. And I did sort of pre-test the pattern for her, the planner as well for her, and I did buy the pattern as well, even though I did have it, the planner, just to support her. It's amazing. I have recommended it. I know Jeanette from Crafty Clouds Creation thinks it's marvellous as well. So I have frogged quite a few things, but her planner made me think, you know what, I really want to finish this puffin. But I'm not happy with the jacquard little collar that you had, the triangles. I frogged it so many times, and I was almost on the verge of giving up. And then I had a look through Elise's planner and thought, you know what, I don't have to do the jacquard, I can just do something else, and I'll equally I'll have as much enjoyment from it. So that's what I did. I sent on my Instagram, I was freestyling. But that's the whole point, you know, you shouldn't get hung up too much on patterns. If you want to throw in a bit of creative license to get it finished and still enjoy it, then yeah, I'm all for that. So I'm going to reveal him. So ta-da, there he is. So you can see I went for stripes, and I tell you what, when cause I'd got up to here with him, I'd done all his little beak and his feet and legs and his cheeks, they're also crocheted, and I got up to here, and this is at the point where I was almost giving it over. And if you are, you know, if you're quite sort of not bad at crochet, or, you know, if you do follow amigurumi, you'll know that from this point on was actually really the easy part. It was just simple single crochet and decreases, whereas this, you know, getting the pattern around his face and so forth, you know, that was, I'd already done the fiddly bits apart from the jacquard. So anyway, I changed him. He's now got patterns, and you know what? I don't care. I love him. The hat, I also freestyled a little bit with the hat. This is all made from Scapier's Katona, for the simple fact that it's one of my favourite cottons, and it is a Dutch brand, so it's really easy to get a hold of Scapier's here, and it's not that expensive. The only thing that I did change was, this is actually from a very cheap acrylic yarn that I already had in my stash. And again, it's a dark colour, and I've mentioned this already in the vlogs if you watch them. I have returned back to work working 4 days now, sorry, and so I've been doing this in the evening, and the nights are getting a little bit darker, and by the time you finish with the kids and, you know, the schoolwork and the sports and everything, and relaxed, I was struggling to see the colour. I'm not gonna lie, I did, even with my extra strong reading glasses. So I was struggling to do the ribbon with a single crochet. I can do ribbon no problem with double crochet. I'm talking US crochet terms here, by the way. So I thought, you know what, I'll just freestyle him a little bit. So well, I think his pom-pom might be a little bit bigger than the pattern also called for, but you know what? I don't care. I absolutely love him. I haven't given him a name as of yet. But yeah, and the other thing, what I'm always surprised about when I do cotton amigurumi, I always think they're going to be like a bit hard. But even I really did stuff him, like he is quite overstuffed, but he's still really, really squishy and squishy. So he will probably live in the closet here with the little otter guy who I still haven't named yet. So need to start naming them, don't I? So that being said, finished object, hurrah! Then I decided to, I don't need to bookmark this because he's on the front cover. I decided to make a start on the frog. I've not got very far with him, and to be honest with you, I'm not thrilled at how he's turned out so far, but it's, you know, I will repeat these patterns and it's practice, and I thought, you know what, I'm not frogging the frog. I'm just going to carry on. So I can show you, I don't know what's up or down at this point, but I've done his eyes, and I've put safety eyes in at this point because it's not going to be gifted to a child, and again, he will probably live in here. One of the things that Alyssas has done with a lot of her amigurumi dolls or toys or animals, I should say, from the Pika Pow book is she's actually made male and female versions. So I know with the frog, and I think maybe with the panda and possibly with the crocodile, she actually did like little cute tutus for the girls. So we don't know yet. Is it going to be a boy or a girl? We have to decide. Maybe you've got a comment you would like to say. What do you prefer, boy or a girl? For sure the otter, and for sure the puffin are boys. So love to hear from that. Let me know. In terms of hooks, I'm doing this on a, if you can see, a 3mm. So it is quite a tiny one, and I also find that quite heavy on my shoulders as well when I'm doing amigurumi. But anyway, so far so good. I am enjoying him. I'm not sure what else I'm going to make from the pattern. There is from the book. There is if I can find, there is a, which I didn't mark. There's a spread where you get to see all the different animals that they do. Bear with me a second. Yeah, here it is. I do fancy having a go at the panda next. So you can have a look in there. You can see the pandas at the top in the middle. And I do quite fancy the llama. I fancy doing them all, actually. I don't know why I'm even saying I fancy doing this, that. I fancy doing all of them. Okay, staying with crochet. You'll probably also know that I have discovered the pattern called the midwife blanket, which is actually not strictly speaking a call the midwife pattern. Apparently it's been around for, some people claim the 60s, some people claim in the 40s, some people claim back in the 20s. We don't know where this pattern has come from, but I have become addicted to making these blankets. I have posted a finish picture of one of them that I made recently, and I have shown you before on the podcast, but I'm just going to show you again because I did cast on two. I loved them so much. I'll just scooch back a little bit. So, oops, just unraveling some. I'll just loosen the yarn. So as you can see, these are definitely baby blanket sizes. This is beautiful. I've been making most of the Call the Midwife blankets, yeah, except one with this Alyssas Cotton Gold, which is it's a 50% cotton and acrylic mix. I absolutely love this yarn. I get it from my local yarn supplier. He's got an online store, but he also he has a wool stall at my market every Friday. So I buy all my scapers from him, and I also buy all my Alyssas Cotton Gold from him. And you know, I'm absolutely loving this yarn. I've used it for years. So this is like, I don't know if you can see in the camera, this is like I don't know what you would call it, like a vintage salmony pink, I think, very pale. And then I cast on another one. You might notice a bit of a difference. I'll try and hold them up next to each other so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. So loosen the yarn a bit. I have made one in this colour before, and I have mentioned it's almost identical to the tail of Ariel from Disney's Little Mermaid cartoon. Absolutely gorgeous to work on. Let's see if we can spot the difference, because I have used I'm going to try and put them, sorry, my technical skills are not that great. I'm going to show you this. Oh, this will be better. Hold on. It'll have to be on the side, but let's see. There you go. You get an idea. So you can see the green is just a fraction bigger, and that's because I've used different hook sizes. So again, with the pink, I've used a 3mm hook, and with the jadey bluey green, I've used a 4mm. So there is a slight difference, and I must admit I do prefer using the 4mm. I've seen them done double yarn or chunky yarn, Aran, with like 5-6mm, and they look amazing. So the reason I've cast on 2 is because I just love them. I'm addicted to them. No, but I needed a break. I still wanted to do crochet, but I needed a break from you know, the amigurumi. And I know this pattern now, inside out. So I don't need to sit and follow or concentrate on anything. I'm just counting. So I wanted some of these sort of mindless sofa evening patterns. So there what I've got on the hook in terms of crochet. There is some other things that I'm thinking about doing, but I'll discuss that in a while. Okay, so that's all I've got to do about crochet. Nothing knitting related. I'm very, very sorry about that. I do have the scarf with the self-patterning yarn by Katya. I think it's called the Easy Jacquard yarn. I think it is by Katya. If you've watched couple of the earlier podcasts, you know that I have been knitting that. I'm basically doing a very simple scarf. Now it's getting a bit cooler. I will start working on that again. And then socks, Sockgate. If you've also been around for a while, you'll know that my New Year's resolution last year was to learn how to knit socks, and we're coming up to September, and I have still not learned how to knit a sock. So I did knit half a sock, and then I got to the heel and I gave up and I frogged it. So oh dear. This is actually cappuccino. I'll just interject for a second. If you don't know, the room that I'm in at the moment, it's actually my workshop that is based in my local art centre. So I am very, very fortunate to have a dedicated space outside of the house that I share with I think there might be between 40 and 50 units of various sizes. Mine's quite a small one. And yeah, I'm surrounded by potters, painters, leather workers, woodworkers, jewellery makers, you know, you name it, sculptors, you know, you name it. There's pretty much a scattered bunch based in here. So it's lovely. I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's where I'm talking to you now. I'm sat in my workshop. And I'm drinking cappuccino because I had the foresight to go downstairs and make one from the machine. Okay, moving on. I think it's going to be a long one. I've got a little bit of sewing to show you. So what did I do with that pan? Yeah, you might know that. Okay, let's start from the beginning. When I was in the UK in July, I won't dwell on it, but my unfortunately we lost my dad this year, not to COVID, I hasten to add, and in July I had to go over to the UK to attend the funeral, which I feel very fortunate that I could even do that, because I know millions of people around the world have lost, you know, family, friends, they know of people, and you know, they've not been able to go to funerals or whatever. So anyway, while I was in Manchester, which is where the funeral took place, I went shopping with one of my sisters, and I bought this gorgeous, like this yellow, I want to say it's like a rayon or poly cotton. No, I think it's a rayon fabric. And I was planning to make a nice wrap dress with another pattern, and then when I got home and I read it properly, and the pattern was only suitable for jersey. And I had another pattern in my stash that I got free from a magazine, and I came to the workshop and I spent a good half hour playing around with the pattern pieces, and I just could not get the pattern pieces of this dress to fit on this fabric. So I thought, never mind, that's okay. Fortunately, I had a bit of a bigger stash of some other fabric. I've had it for, oh, it must be about 2 or 3 years now. Absolutely beautiful, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to show you the pattern in case you haven't seen it before. It's by a company called Thread Count Patterns, but I'm pretty sure that I got this free in a magazine, and I'm making the middle size, so not the maxi, and I'm making the, if you can see, with the yeah, the flouncy sleeves as opposed to the short, the straight ones, or non-flounce. I don't even know what the technical term is for that. But yeah, I'm not very tall actually, I'm quite a shorty, so I think even that middle length will be a decent length on me. So anyway, moving on. I haven't got a full bolt of fabric to show you because I've cut everything out, but I thought I'll show you one of the pattern pieces so you can just quickly see. I'm not sure this, oh, this is one front piece. So you can see that's going to be, so this will sit here. But it's nice, eh? Hope you like it. I thought that would actually look nice. It's almost like it's a wrap dress, but it's almost got like that tea dress feel. So I cut this out, and stupid me, because this wasn't the original pattern I was going to make a dress from, hadn't realised that what I did notice was, I was like, there's no interfacing on this. I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, finally I read the pattern, and I do need 6 meters of single fold bias tape or bias binding, and I've not been able to get to a haberdashery since I discovered that. So you might know that I do have some friends who own a haberdashery stall, a market stall. So I've asked Karen today, she's not actually on the stall today, her husband Efo is. I've asked her, I've just given her a picture of the fabric and said, help, I need this. So she's going to get back to me, and then if not, I'll just have to look for something online. So that's where I'm up to with my sewing. I have got some whips for sewing. I did cut out a load of teddy bear pieces that I have yet to sew together, so that will be on another podcast at some point when I get time for it. And then I've also, I make a lot of zipper pouches and drawstring bags, which I'm not going to show you on the podcast because I do them all the time, and then usually they'll go into my Etsy shop, or I gift them as well. So I'm just going to slurp my coffee, my cappuccino. Okay, next on the list, almost a bit sewing-y, but I started to get back into doing a little bit of embroidery, and what triggered me was I got a free kit in the Molly Makes magazine. If you're not aware, Lawrence, who's my other half, 2 birthdays ago now, he got an annual subscription to the Molly Makes magazine. Can't buy that in Holland, and I've absolutely loved it, and every single one so far, apart from the last one, I was a bit disappointed, but okay, has a kit in it. So it's really nice. You get like a little sort of sample of a different craft to try, you know, sewing or paper or crochet, there's knitting, there's always a nice little sort of craft in there. Anyway, there was a little bee embroidery hoop, and if you're also not aware, the symbol of Manchester is the worker bee. So I absolutely adore bees, and as you can see, it's also part of my logo. It's actually the label that I use on my sewed items. I think, you know what, I'll grab one and show you quickly. I'll just grab one of the zipper pouches. So there you can see, there's the bee on my little logo. I think some of these zipper pouches might be on my Etsy shop if you're interested. Anyway, that's stock from the workshop. Sometimes I do have a little bit of passing trade. So anyway, the whole point of the story about the bee is I really enjoyed it so much that I decided to have another go. So I freehand drew a bumblebee, a bigger one, so it's a bit wonky, and then I printed a very basic wreath pattern. I don't even know where I got it from. I think I just googled something and took a screenshot, and I've just put it on a bit of scrap of cotton canvas. So this is what I've been doing. I think I might have shown you this in the last podcast, but I hadn't made any headway with the leaves, so you can see. And then here's a little tip of how I transfer designs onto fabric. I actually just sellotape them or sticky tape them to the window. I just put the you know, I just put the image, so the bee, and then tape the paper, tape the fabric over it against the line, and then with a pencil, or you can use those like dressmaker pens that actually wipe or wash off, you know, anything really, but this is just pencil, because this actually is scrap of fabric I already had, and I don't know how many bundles of embroidery floss, so this is more to sort of practice to get into the feel of it. So I've enjoyed doing that, and as I said, now the darker nights are coming, it's getting a bit cold. You know, I'm definitely going to finish it. I don't know what to do with it so far. As I said, the bee's a bit wonky, but you know, as a prototype, it's okay. You know, I sort of free motioned that one myself. Anyway, so talking of bees, now I did get really excited, and I did, I think I've shown you this in my shopping section on the last podcast. I bought these miniature embroidery hoops, and I was hoping to make and sell bee badges. And anyway, the embroidery hoops came, and they're like teeny weeny, and they were also missing an important element. So I'm going to show you so you'll know exactly what I mean. But I do absolutely adore this. I'm not going to lie, even though I made it myself, I'm totally in love with it. I won't be making it anymore, unfortunately, but I'll show you now. So screw your eyes up. If you're from my Instagram, you'll have seen this. So here is, and you can see, I hope it's focused, this teeny weeny embroidered bee, and he's very fat and very fluffy, and I did actually think the hoop was going to be a bit bigger. I got it from Amazon. I think it was a packet of 10. I don't remember the supplier. If I can dig out the order, I'll list them, but I'm not advising you to buy them for this reason. So there was no backing on them. So what I had to do, just to tidy it up for myself really, is I cut out a piece of card, and then I covered it in a bit of cotton, very thin cotton that I had, and I just sort of fixed it in. But yeah, ideally the little miniature embroidery hoops, they come with a backing piece that you can glue a pin or, you know, a clip or anything. You can actually, I've seen on the Pinterest mainly, that you can insert a jump ring into the screw here in the middle, and you can make them into a pendant. But anyway, that I've not given up on the idea. I am definitely going to do bead brooches at some point, but anyway, I'm keeping this, and I thought I'll just show you, because every time I see it, it just brings a big smile to my face. It's just so fat and squishy. So yeah, that's my embroidery stuff I've been doing. What have we got next? Oh, I don't know if this is for everybody, but if you watched the last vlog, I'm going to slurp again, sorry. You'll know that I went to a place in Holland called Howden, or you might be more familiar with it pronounced Gouda or Gouda, but it's basically where the famous Dutch cheese is from. And I went there with my friend Claire. I did vlog it, so if you watch the last one, you can have a look for yourself. One of my fairly newish hobbies is I'm really into miniatures, and the reason why, Lawrence bought me last year a stunning very old wooden dollhouse that was completely unfinished. So it had been assembled, which is a bit annoying because it's got some glue on it, you know, and you know, there's a few cracks and creaks in there, and but that's fine. It's a bit pesky, you know, to hang wallpaper in there because you've got to sort of get your hand in, and it's not the easiest. But I really enjoyed. We did a lot of work repairing it, and then I did things like I painted the roof. The windows have got like the first undercoat, you know, there's all that sort of the not so fun stuff, but anyway, I've enjoyed it, and now I'm beginning to slowly start on the rooms. So anyway, we went, Claire and I took her, Claire does not have a dollhouse, but she really enjoyed, I took her to the Dollhouse fair, I think it was last year, if I can remember. I'll try and put a link into that if you want to see the Dollhouse fair, and she really enjoyed it. So I said to Claire, listen, it's getting cool, you know, the nights are drawing in. I think I'll be stuck inside a lot more now, so I'm going to up my crafting game, and I really need to get working on my dollhouse again. And I'm going to go to the Dollhouse shop in Howden. Do you fancy coming? And Claire said, oh yes please. So anyway, off we went to the Dollhouse shop, and then we went into Howden. We had a lovely day, just the two of us. But I did buy a few things, but mainly I'm going to show you some crafty things, so you can see what I'm going to be working on for the Dollhouse, and as and when I finish them, I'll share them with you guys on the podcast. So one of the things, I hope you can see okay on the picture, but it's this 4-poster bed. And this, if you know anything about miniatures or dollhouse, my house is 1/12 scale. There's all different scales. You can even get, I think it's 1/48 scale, which is tiny, but 1/12 is the most common one. And yeah, I need to glue all the little bits and pieces together, and then it even comes with foam to make the mattress, so that will also bring into my sewing skills. So I'm thinking about the design for this. I am actually going to go for very pink, florally, girly, because the rest of the house is quite sort of dark and very gothic Victorian style. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on this 4-post bed. I'm itching to get started on it. The other thing, I've had this for a while now, but the box is sealed. Otherwise, can I get it open? They're in, yeah, I can. They're in, I keep them in the boxes. They're in these cellophane, so I think you'll get a bit of glare back on them. So this is a side table, and you can see, I don't know if I can get my fingers in. Let me see, it's a bit fiddly without a handle on it. Yeah, and you can see any sort of doll's house furniture worth its salt. All the doors, all the drawers, everything will open and close. And you can see here, these are the little tiny handles to put on it. So yeah, this is a side table for my lounge. So gorgeous. And I think I'm just going to stain that like a nice wood. I'm not sure what colour yet. And then the other thing, these are bought, I've bought these at different stages, but this, I actually did buy this when I was with Claire at the Doll's House shop. Well, it doesn't look much at the moment, but, and I haven't got a picture on the box, but I bought this fireplace, and it came with some like little accessories that will sit inside, so I can show you the pieces. It came with a little fireplace, and I think that's like a little grate. I hope you've seen all this. And then I think this, oops, I think this sits, let me look here, I think that sort of gets glued on here somewhere, sorry, around there. I'm pretty certain I'm going to paint all this black, and then I'm going to put, I don't know if you can see, this is like on an angle here. I'm going to get some, I'm going to printable Victorian tiles. So yeah, watch that space. And then eventually, I have got electrics in the Doll's House. Lawrence is busy wiring all that for me. I did buy light fitting as well. Eventually, I will replace this, I think it's resin, the fire, with an electric one. You get like a little plug-in one, and it, they sort of little flames flicker. So yeah, really excited about that. I don't know if anybody, out there watching is remotely interested in dollhouses, but I did have one as a child. I had a beautiful, like a red brick Georgian house that an elderly neighbour gave my mum for me when I was little, and even my mum, we can't remember what happened to it, and I've always wanted another one, and I thought, you know what, I've got 2 boys. I'm never gonna have the excuse of playing with my daughters fun. So I thought, you know what, I don't care, I'm having one. And it's actually, that whole dollhouse world is a whole new experience. It's a shame we've got the COVID pandemic at the moment, because there is quite a big dolls house fair. That's the one I took Claire to last year. It's due in October, and I had planned to go to that again. Claire said she'd like to go. Lovely day out, also for inspiration as well. And I've got a feeling that it will be cancelled, which is going to be a shame. And that also was the reason that prompted me to go to the Dollhouse shop, because I know they have been closed for a while. Okay, I hope you enjoyed them. As and when I finish everything, I'll show you. And then maybe as and when I finish a room, I can give you like a little room tour of the Dollhouse. You know, I can insert some footage. I did actually share the rooms on the last vlog, so if you're interested, go and have a look at that. Okay, one more thing for making is, so the art centre where I'm in, we've got a couple of activities hopefully coming up in September. First one is, we've got our local radio station is going to come and broadcast from here one evening. It's not open to the public. It's going to be like a little, what in Dutch they call them a borrel, like I don't know, drinks and snacks kind of thing, beers and snacks, beers and bites kind of thing, just for the workshop owners and partners as well. Everybody sort of knows each other, but they're going to broadcast from here. And the reason that they're broadcasting from here is there's going to be an open house the week after the broadcast, and normally they have something called, so in English it's called the art route, and in Dutch it's called Kunstroute, and Kunst, K-U-N-S-T, means art in Dutch. So they do have the Kunstroute, and normally so how it works is there'll be all different members and museums, galleries, private collections, will all sign up to be part of the route. And then there'll be, I'm not sure if it's like a couple of days or one day, and then it's open house, and then you can follow the route and you can go and visit the galleries and whatever and see what's going on in your area. Not just your area, people come from miles around just to visit. Anyway, because of COVID-19, Kunstroute will not happen this year, but a few of the workshop people have decided, got together a little committee, and they decided to do this open house. So the radio station will broadcast the week before to hopefully drum up a bit of business, and I signed up and said I will open my workshop for that. Not that there's much to see in here, which is prompting me to my next part. I need to pull my finger out and start making stuff, because if anybody comes upstairs and visits my workshop and maybe they see the things that I'm making, I'm gonna have something that I'm painting on my big table in front of me. I'm gonna have some crochet on the go, and I'll probably do a little bit of jewelry making. So I'll have like 3 little areas on this table that you're perched on at the moment. And then if anybody wants to buy something, then it would make sense that I do have a little bit of stock in the workshop. So waffling again, I've been busy making, I've hung them on a little cup, so I hope you can see them, but I've been busy making some more earrings. So oh, I hope that's focusing. You can see, yeah. All of my earrings they're real silver ear posts, only because I'm so allergic. I've got the worst metal allergy, and I can't wear anything except gold or silver. Stainless steel I can wear. I can't wear all these hypoallergenic metals. No, my ears will go green and black, and I get like blisters. So I know they might not be to everybody's taste, because they are two-tone, because you have a silver ear post, and you know, the rest can be gold, nickel, you know, black. I use all different kinds of base metals on the decor. But yeah, I don't mind that, the two-tone, and most people who've bought them don't mind that either. So yeah, that's what I've been making. And then I never use plastic beads or acrylic beads. I always use either genuine precious stone, semi-precious stone, sorry, or ceramic. So for example, these are actually ceramic, and these are actually turquoise that I bought in Turkey. So whenever I see nice beads and bits and bobs on my travels, I always try and grab a bit and yeah, incorporate them into my jewellery. I do make bracelets, I do make necklaces, but at the moment I'm just going to focus on the earrings. Okay, so that's all the things I'm making at the moment. I've got on the go. I have done a little bit of shopping. Did a little bit of shopping. So I'm not planning on making this anytime soon because, as I said, I want to work my way through the Pico Pal book, and I also want to start thinking about getting some Christmas makes on the go. But one of my lovely friends in Greece, Alyssa, we became really good friends via our Instagram account, and you know, she's so supportive, and she mainly crochets amazing, and I don't know if it's because she lives in a hot country, but she's just, her eye for colour is amazing. She puts like the brightest, most cheerful colour combinations together, and everything she does, it's like, oh, you know, when you see them, they're very sunny and smiley looking. Anyway, Alyssa also, she has a blog. It's Me and My Grannies, and then gradually she started to write her own patterns. I'm very proud of her, super talented. And recently in her Etsy store, she had a 20% discount. I think it was only until August, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit late in bringing this to the party, but anyway, I really wanted to support Alyssa, so I didn't buy like an item from her shop. However, I did buy one of her patterns, and I've printed the first page off because it is a paid for pattern. I don't want to give anything away, and I'm hoping the quality is okay. If I can, I'll try and stick a picture of her Instagram where it's really nice high definition picture. This is absolutely stunning, and I will be making it at some point for sure. But she's made this amigurumi pattern of Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And this is the one that she made herself. So I treated myself to one of her patterns, and also because I did want to support her. So yeah, I really can't wait to start working on that. But as I said, I'm trying to sort of control myself of my makes and do, you know, tick off my mental list. So anyway, if you want to go and have a go at the Dorothy pattern, I'll put a link below to Alyssa's Etsy store. The other thing I did, I bought some yarn. I bought some yarn. I know I shouldn't have done because I've got way too much yarn, but I just couldn't help myself. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I don't know if I'm trying to convince myself or I'm selling it to you guys, but anyway, here's my logic. So I really want to start getting my knitting skills on the go and improve, because I'm a really basic knitter, and I really fancy having a go at making like a knitted garment, not just the socks, that's a separate thing I do want to master, but I'd like to maybe knit a sweater or maybe a nice shawl or something. And I don't want to spend a lot of money on fancy yarns, posh yarns. However, I did see, when I was out with Claire actually, I did see in one of like a little, I don't know, like a bargain shop, it's called Weebra in Holland, and I've had yarns from them before, and surprisingly they're always really good quality and super cheap, and they always seem to, I don't know how they do it, but they always get like sort of cheap yarns that look a bit more high end, you know, not like red, black, green, you know, you get a lot of pattern yarns or textured yarns. Anyway, so I treated myself. So I've got this, they're both acrylic. I've got this, it's called Bianca, and let me see if it's if it says what the ply is. I should have looked at this. No, it doesn't say. It's, well, I think it's a DK. It's like a double knit. I'm going to show you. I'm waffling now. And it's like this really nice variegated yarn. I hope you can see that. But in real life, the colours are beautiful, very autumnal, and it's very, very, very soft. And it's actually made from, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's like that Oko text, which is like environmentally friendly or sustainable. I'll show you the logo so you'll know what I mean. And it was €1.79 a ball, so I've treated myself to 6 of them, and I don't know if that's quite enough to buy a sweater, to make a sweater. They're 100 gram, and you get 260 meters per ball, so it's probably not enough for a sweater, but anyway, maybe a nice cowl or something. And then the other thing, they did have different variations of the colour as well, but I really, really like this one. And then the other thing they had is this yarn called Sarah, and again, it's 100% acrylic, and this is you get 220 meters per 100 gram, and again, it's made from the Okotex. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, and they had lots of colours. They don't say what the colour is, it's just got a number. That's so annoying. But anyway, I'm going to show you. So this is 100% acrylic, but you can see it's like a mohair, or a bit like floof, a little bit. And I hope it's shown up on camera, but it's like this gorgeous, like a golden sort of buttercup colour to it, and it's very, very soft. So I got 6 balls of that, so I don't know what I'm going to make with them. If you've got any suggestions of like nice easy beginner friendly knitting ideas, patterns, I mean, at a pinch I could even put them together, because that also feels, I don't know if you can see, it also feels like a DK. They definitely seem like they're the same thickness, so I could even get away with merging them. So 12 balls, but I think this was $1.99 ball, and this was $1.79. But that's an absolute bargain, and I don't mind then, you know, if I'm sort of practicing a pattern, and if I get it wrong, it's like, well, okay, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I'd hate to do something with like a €15 or €20 a skein, you know, yarn. That would be an expensive mistake, wouldn't it? But even if I don't do something, if I end up frogging something, I would definitely use this yarn for something else. Okay, that's about everything I've got to tell you. I hope it's not too long. We'll see. I've got to edit you all now. In terms of, well, Etsy update, I haven't really got an update. In the last podcast, I did show you some hand-dyed yarn of my own. The reason I haven't put them in my shop yet is, if you recall, I bought some really nice, like a thick double knit raw yarn from the island of Texel. It's one of the Dutch islands, and it was actually, so it's from the Texel sheep and hand spun there, and I bought them in Texel, and I hand dyed 2 to see what they were like. They turned out beautiful. Have a look at the last podcast. I hope you can see them in the light. They've turned out like this nice sort of lavender peachy colour, like a variegated. However, I couldn't put them in my Etsy shop because I didn't know what the metre or the yardage was of them, and I wasn't even sure what the ply was. Anyway, the lady who I bought them from, I messaged her last week actually, and she did confirm how what the length is, although she didn't say what ply it is, but I can hazard a guess. So now I've got a little bit more information, I can list them in my shop. And also I wanted to make some nice ball bands for that, which I have done. And then there was also 2 skeins that I had of the merino nylon mix, which, so I did ball bands for that. I've yet to print them off. However, I did notice just the other day that the very, very pale pastel one has got the smallest, like a green fleck in it, where I must have, you know, got a bit of dye or cross-contaminated something. And that's the danger when you're dyeing in your kitchen. You know, these dyes, you know, they get everywhere. I use the powdered acid dyes, and my gosh, you have to wear a mask with them, but you get one little smear on your finger and, you know, you've ruined your yarn. So you know what, it's like this much, and you could actually just snip and join the yarn, but I'm not going to put it in the shop. So I'm going to put the 3 skeins in the shop, and if anybody's interested, hopefully somebody buys them. And you know what, and if they don't, I actually really, really, really like them. It's definitely encouraged me to dye more. So I've got a few more sort of colour ideas that I'm toying with at the moment, and then I think I will start making dyed yarns like a regular feature of the Etsy shop, although it's not going to be, you know, a business for me. It's just more that it's just fun. It's really, really enjoyable. Okay, at this point I'm going to wrap up because I have been waffling a long time, and it's quite late in the afternoon here, so I need to sort of gather all my stuff because not everything is staying at the workshop. Some of the things are coming home with me, and we are going out tonight. We're going out for dinner with friends, and I cannot wait. I think I'm going to do my hair, zhuzh myself up a little bit, maybe do something nice to wear, something fancy, and not a handmade dress by myself because this is far from finished. But yeah, so I need to quickly have a clean up, pack everything away, lock up, and then go home. And yeah, I'll be going out tonight. Can't wait. How exciting. Okay, thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget, if you did enjoy the podcast, hit the like button, should be below, and subscribe to the channel. That would be great. And if you hit the notification bell every time I upload a new video, then you'll get a notification. I'm waffling, I know. And if you don't mind my waffling, tune into the vlogs as well. Some of them are quite funny and some of them are a bit confusing, but you know, we're all one big happy family over there. Okay, stay safe, and I will see you in the very next podcast. Bye for now.